Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Cara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Cara Delane.
We are live on After Dark, and Ted, we are here together. We're here at BOZARD Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, Florida, with the wonderful Jeff King.
Oh, thanks. I love having you here. Welcome to Florida, and welcome to the home of the best team on the planet.
Jeff, we have heard so much about BOZARD from our great friend Ed Roberts over the last couple of years, and very, very honored to be here with you. And the great tour that you gave us today and all the hospitality. And Cara, I know we're looking forward to tomorrow doing the big pop-up with Jeff and the rest of the BOZARD team.
This is like a little teaser today, being here tonight, but tomorrow at 1 p.m. we will be live for 2 hours with a bunch of your staff.
Yes, absolutely. You're going to talk to the real smart people tomorrow. So we'll see how we get through tonight. But you got a lot to look forward to tomorrow. There's some real talent in there and some great ideas.
Well, also some congratulations in order tonight, Jeff. We understand that today is your 13th anniversary with the BOZARD team, so congratulations on 13 years.
Thank you very much. It's been a fantastic 13 years, and really looking forward to the next 13 or who knows, maybe more.
All right. Well, we're going to find out, Cara, a little bit more about that tonight from Jeff. But before we do, we want to thank our exclusive sponsor for the show.
Yes, of course, BG Products, our partners beyond products. They do everything with us here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable and the After Dark show, and now the pop-up event. So thank you so much, BG. We appreciate everything that you do for us.
Yep. BOZARD Ford Lincoln is a BG Products dealer. So we're very grateful to them for all that they do, and a lot more coming from BG. So, Cara, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be with Jeff, and we're going to kick off the pop-up. And how do people watch that event tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's going to be live streamed on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So hopefully everyone's already following us on social media, and you will see it live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on any of those social media platforms. So we hope that you join us, and that you comment, and that you share the video and see what BOZARD's all about.
All right, so looking forward to that. And then following that, immediately on Monday, we begin our 4-day Back to the 80s event, which we've been talking about. Jeff, we've been talking about that for weeks and months now.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 4-day spectacular. And Cara, that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern?
9 a.m. Eastern on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So 4 fully packed days of amazing content, and it is one that you do not want to miss. All back to the 80s. And if you haven't already got your complimentary tickets to that, you can get them today at fixedopsroundtable.com.
All right, so looking forward to seeing everybody there. So, Jeff, just amazed today at BOZARD. You certainly live up to the hype and then some. All right, give us a little background on your 13 years and the BOZARD family, and really take us back to those maybe more humble days.
The BOZARD started. The family started the dealership in 1949 in St. Augustine. We're third generation now. We moved to this facility in 2007. Obviously, 2008, 2009 were not the best times in the automobile business, and the store hadn't. This was a much bigger facility than what they had come out of. This was moving from a small store in town out to the interstate and building a big facility, and I got here in 2010. The market was starting to pick up. I think I had good timing. I'll credit that. Market started picking back up. We put a good team together and started building out here. And at first it looked like an overbuild, and now it's we built the quick lane in 2013.
That's amazing.
We finished the first part of the Lincoln building and the 48 additional bays over there 2018, and then finished the Lincoln building and the Ford's Garage Restaurant and the Bird's Nest daycare in 2020.
And everybody, you're going to get a chance to see all of this tomorrow firsthand. Ed Roberts is going to give us an amazing tour of that shop that Jeff just mentioned. as well as a couple things more, the mobile service operation
Yes.
that your dealership is running as well.
Yes.
And you know what, Kara, it seems looking at it today, you know, our first time here in St. Augustine, there's a lot of growth still to happen here with BOZARD.
Yeah, I heard the term, I think today, that we're always under construction. And if you aren't under construction, that you're not growing. Is that right?
Yeah. We have hard hats everywhere that you'll see that say, you know, that have our BTOP, best team on the planet.
Yeah.
But we tell them, you know, sometimes when you're under construction, you got to watch. You know, some things will fall on your head. You got to be careful. So, but we're always doing stuff. We have a construction project on 5 acres of our property right now to redo our parking configuration, and then we're building a 10-bay climate-controlled detail department. And we told them we were going to have it done by summer, but we also told them we were just going to close their deal and make it. And what ended up with a small project ended up as a very, very big project. But we'll have it done by winter for them anyway. So it's going to be really nice, and we're really excited about being able to provide that.
All right. Well, we're excited about showing some of that the next day or so, okay, in the big pop-up event. A lot of things that you do here, you don't just do, you do them right. And a lot of thought has gone behind it. And, you know, take us back. There's a mission, okay, at BOZARD, and there's a book that's been written about it. And, you know, kind of take us through that a little bit, and if you don't mind.
We have a mission statement, a vision statement. Our vision statement is driven to inspire. And, you know, we've tried to find the why on why we do this thing, and driven to inspire has the inspire we use as an acronym for our tenets. It's driven to innovate, driven to be number one, inspired, driven to serve, driven to promote, driven to imagine, respect, and engage. And when we make decisions and we try to decide how we're going to operate our business, we go back to those tenets and see that, you know, they fit our core values. They fit, you know, who we want to be, because, you know, you can't just say this is who we are. You have to live it and act it out.
You clearly do. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. And by the way, we are live tonight. We're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, Kara, as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, normally, you know, we're sitting here and we're calling out folks who are in the chat tonight, but we want to acknowledge the people who are in the chat tonight. And, you know, tell us a little bit about something that you mentioned to me earlier, a little gift from BOZARD. You know, in
you want to do the Be the Sun?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's talk about that.
Do you want, here, kind of pull it out?
You got it. Yes.
Okay, we use this book. We give this book to our new hires. It's called Be the Sun, Not the Salt. It's written by a very good friend of mine, Dr. Harry Cohen. And we have them out and we give them to our customers if they want to take them. And inside, we have our tenets. And I think they have a way that they can see the tenets, but it will go over our basic tenets. And what I would like to do is, if anybody would like one, let's do, it's my 13th anniversary.
Yeah.
How about first 13 people who type in Be the Sun in the comment, Carol will get with you and we'll send them a...
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. So
We'll
Be
send
the
them a book.
Sun down in the comments down below.
Put Be the Sun and we'll get you a book.
Wow.
All right. Love it. Fantastic, Jeff.
Yeah.
So everyone in the comments, if you'd like a copy of that book, write the words Be the Sun, and Carol will coordinate that with Jeff as well.
Yeah.
And you can get a copy of that. And I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit more about that tomorrow as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So tomorrow's pop-up that we're doing, we're going to talk a little bit about you with you about leadership here. Okay. And, you know, all the things that you're doing, a lot of things that Kara and I saw today. We're not going to give away the store tonight. We don't need to come tomorrow and see that. But we're also going to talk about some unique, there are many unique things that you're doing here, but some of the unique things are the people. Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to talk to you a little bit about that, the 2-person teams, the technicians we saw in the shop today, and how you grow your own. We've heard that phrase before. Ron Rovers will be here from Fixed Ops Magazine.
Right.
He and Ed have talked about that before, but talk to us about growing your own, because you've got a very young staff here.
We do. We really started putting a focus on it probably 8 or 9 years ago. We realized that the technician concern, I think that if you asked your listeners and your followers what is the biggest issue they have, it's where do I find technicians?
Absolutely.
And you know, our technicians across the country are aging out, and there's a demand for that work. We these numbers are 2 or 3 months old, but we had 82 technicians at the dealership, and 2/3 of them were under the age of 30. And you know, we
Under 30.
under 30,
Under 30, yeah.
under 30. 2/3 of our technicians under the age of 30. Our shop foreman Brent, who gave us the tour today, is 25, I believe.
Yep.
And you know, he was one of the first people that came through our training program. But what ends up happening is you start training and you start working with the technical schools and finding the best people that are coming out and give them a training program to come in. You don't have to steal the people from your neighbors. So you aren't getting, you know, you aren't starting with a 20-year technician, starting with a brand new technician. And, you know, we're getting, you know, now that we have the system built, you know, we're getting 10 to 12 new technicians a year coming in. So, you know, our future looks really bright. Now, it's great to find an experienced technician that happens to be moving to the area or wants to come in, but you're not relying on that as your main source of employment. So it's good. And we're trying to carry it over with our new initiative, which is our BOZARD University.
Yeah, and we're gonna hear about
yeah.
that tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you're gonna love that.
You mentioned Brent, your shop foreman.
Yeah.
His age again is how old?
I mean, it's 24 or 25.
That's got to be one of the youngest shop foremen
Yeah.
anywhere for any franchise anywhere in the country. Kara, I know you talked to him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, I know you discussed, you know, technicians working with him and him being so young. Was that an issue at all, or what do you say?
It was interesting because as another young person in the industry, you know, it's hard if you step into a leadership role being really young and having guys that maybe have been here for 40 plus years or whatever it may be, and looking at this 25-year-old guy telling them what they can and cannot do. And I did ask him today, you know, when you got to be the shop foreman, was that a problem with the, you know, seasoned technicians that have been here that are much older than you? And he said that, you know, they gave him some looks the first day as expected, but he said, you know, I've worked with them. They're all great guys. He had such a positive answer. And he said that they've really stepped up and they all get along great and they work as a team. And that's what makes, you know, the world go round here at BOZARD.
He had to shave off his mullet. He didn't have to. He did it voluntarily.
All right. All right.
So there were some requirements then.
There wasn't a requirement. I think he did it on his own.
All right.
He had to look professional.
That was it. He
Okay.
was trying to grow up a little bit.
But also, Jeff, the way you bring people in and the way you promote them coming in, talk to us about that, because you mentioned the quick lane. You've got a number of shops here as well. And to graduate into the big shop, which, by the way, is immaculate. The floors in there, just amazing what you've got set up there. I think this is likely the biggest shop on the East Coast, if not, you know, 2/3 of the country. But talk to us about how you graduate the techs in and the training and so on.
The technicians, most of them start in our quick lane as an entry level. They understand working a two-man team system. If they show proficiency and they have the skills necessary, they'll then move to what is we call TDP, our Technician Development Program.
Okay.
Technician Development Program is a group of 6 to 8 technicians that will work directly under a former teacher from one of the technical schools. He left there and came to work for us. So he works with those guys for somewhere between 8 months and a year to bring them up while they go and take some of their online courses and that type of deal. Then they will graduate into the main shop as an apprentice. They'll work for a two-man team in the shop as an assistant for them for another 6 months to a year, depending on how fast they go through. They will, during that time, get a lot more of their classes and courses that they need to take. And then hopefully within 2 years out of coming out of the quick lane, they can be in the shop as a full-fledged flat rate technician.
And you've got those two-person teams, not just in the quick lane, but you've got them throughout the dealership, I've noticed.
Absolutely.
All right, and you've built that, and you know, that's really a philosophy, and that's really, I guess, a core value, okay? You know,
Yeah, it's
and on the mobile teams as well.
yeah. There was a initiative I think with Ford years ago to try it, and we did, and it worked. And like anything, if it works, you're supposed to do more of that. And if it works, just keep on doing it,
Yeah.
keep on doing it, keep on doing it. And we did it at Quick Lane. We did it in started going over into the main shop, and now it's standard operating procedure in the shops. And it just works. We've tried it in sales, and so we'll try it anywhere. It doesn't matter if something works. Why not try it? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Right.
Yep.
It doesn't work. That's all right. Well, fine. We fail a lot. It's
Something else that stuck out to me today too, as we were walking around, was as we were walking specifically, I think through the Quick Lane.
Okay.
We stopped and you were introducing us to every person, which I know that you know them all by name, but we were told a few of the service advisors, maybe some of the technicians, have worked here and used to be maybe a janitor, maybe in accounting.
Yeah.
And now they're in the positions that they really wanted to be in. And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, it's we have in the Quick Lane. We have one gentleman in the Quick Lane who's actually retiring at the end of next month. He is the only person. I'm sorry. There's one other out of 7 or 8 service advisors. There's only one that's ever written service anywhere else before.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they wrote service for the first time here. And this is again for service advisors. We start them over at the Quick Lane, and we currently have somebody from our communications center. We have a former housekeeping, one of our housekeeping personnel who's doing a fantastic job over there. We've got an ex-technician. We had a school teacher that quit teaching school and went to work on our valet team as part of our valet squad until he could get a service advisor position. Took all his courses, just hoping that he could put us. And then next thing I know, he's not a valet anymore. He's over at the Quick Lane writing service, and from what I understand, doing a great job.
That's building within.
Yeah.
Jeff, how many employees total approximately here at BOZARD Ford, Lincoln, and everything?
BOZARD Ford Lincoln, probably 330 right now. Probably have another dozen at the daycare and 100 at the restaurant.
Okay, and if I go back 7, 8, 9, 10 years, what were those numbers back then?
13 years ago?
Yeah.
42.
Total employees.
Yeah, 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in that time, you've skyrocketed.
Yeah, we're 13 years. We are 20 times. Wow. 20 times sales volume.
And you told me today, because I asked you about volume, a lot of dealers around the country have been affected by the things that are happening. And you gave me some very, very strong news on BOZARD. Your ranking with Ford.
Yeah, it's affected everybody.
No.
It's affected us very well. I don't know if it's affecting everybody else, but I think everybody gets affected by everything that happens. And, if somebody's going to do well, and somebody else is probably going to complain about it. And we're currently number 12 in the country year to date in the Ford business, and top 20 in Lincoln, and also top 10 in Ford used cars. So.
In St. Augustine, Florida, and you're not on a highway here. You've got a unique setup. Where you're sort of a destination, and 3 years ago you added something new to help make it a destination. And we had lunch there today in that Ford's garage. Yeah. It was your first time at a Ford's garage?
It was, and 10 out of 10, I have to say, as far as the staff, the food, the environment, the company we had. It was definitely a great experience.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. The Ford's Garage restaurant opened in September of 2020. It from the very beginning exceeded everybody's expectations. It ran the first year at 150%, 151% of budget. And when you own a restaurant that their main thing is onion rings, and the first weekend you run out of onion rings, you realize that there's a lot of demand out there. But it's been fantastic. It continues to turn really, really strong numbers. Surprisingly strong. It's up year over year, and like everything over here, we're in a very good environment business wise. Florida's a great state to be in, and And St. Augustine is a fantastic city, and just the area here is beautiful. And we do have a lot of people moving in, but we're working real hard to get our big share of the pie, and to keep growing while the opportunity is out there. And quite honestly, we have to. We've sold a lot of cars, and we have customers we've promised a very high level of service to, and we still have to try to figure out how to adhere to. We make commitments to people, and if we make commitments to them, we want to we want to live up to them. And with all the things that have happened, sometimes you don't. And we're going through a construction phase right now, and some of the things that we might normally do, we might have to suspend for a little bit until we can get to the other side. But we're going to do it, and we'll get to the other side, and they're going to be amazing when we get there. So.
And you told us today, and I've heard the phrase before, that BOZARD is always under construction. This morning before Kara and I came here, we were in New Jersey, and we came here courtesy of you, but we stopped at a Ford dealer this morning to visit All American Ford on Route 17 in Paramus, and our good friend Jim Sabino, the fixed ops director, and all he had to talk about, in addition to what they're doing there, was what's going on at BOZARD Ford Lincoln. Excited that he's now got his 5th Ford mobile service van, and he's learned a lot of that from you right
here.
now.
A lot of credit.
Crystal and the mobile team have done a fantastic job. They took the ball at the very beginning. We were the first dealer, I think, to buy 10 vans, and decided to go all in on it. And they do a fantastic job, and like. That is going to be a very, very, very important part of our business. And it's part of our business plan as we look, 5 and 10 years to the future, the stickiness of mobile service. We get a customer involved in mobile service. I don't know what your VIN share is, but I can tell you what ours is going up. And we love to see it. And that's a good part of it.
And I think you're making believers not only of other dealers, but of Ford Motor Company as well, because people are watching what BOZARD is doing, and they're following the leader. Are we going to meet some of these people tomorrow? You mentioned Crystal. I think we talked to Jasmine today. Are some of these folks going to be introduced to our audience tomorrow?
They know the details on this stuff. I know that we empower our people. And Crystal runs mobile service, and I can talk to you about mobile service, but Crystal can tell you a whole lot more than I can. She can tell you how it works. I can, I like to tell you if it works or not. Crystal can tell you how it works. All the different people that you're going to be talking to, they're sharp. You spend a lot of time with Ed. I learned from Ed. Ed teaches all of them. He teaches all of us. It's a pretty cool environment when, you can supervise somebody. You can supervise a mentor. Does that make sense? That
doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't. It makes it fun to come to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Carol, where have they been hiding Jeff? All these years.
I know. Where have you been?
I'm normally right around here.
He's just working.
Just working. Hanging around here, having fun, walking around and talking to people, which is kind of.
And I saw a lot of that today. Yeah. And I mentioned earlier that you knew everybody's name. Every turn I made in here, there you were talking to somebody else in a different department within one of the dealerships, and that doesn't happen everywhere. About a year ago.
One of my good friends, the guy right over there, as a matter of fact, said, you need to, when new employees come, you need to tell them what to expect of you. And I said, okay, I've got ADD. I'm going to walk around about 20,000 steps a day, and I'm probably going to end up in your space. I'm not trying to find anything, but I'm going to probably end up in your space. If I end up in your space, you should expect me to call you by your name. Yeah. And I said, if I don't, you need to look at me and go, what's my name? And you need to hold me accountable. Because I told you that's what I should do, and it's the first part of it. If they can hold, and they do, they love holding me accountable. When I miss, they love it. But even if you don't remember their name, the fact that you're trying makes such a difference. And the fact that they can hold me accountable means that understand, I have people that have to hold you accountable too. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
But let's learn that right up front, because we have a clan culture, which means you got to treat everybody like family.
Yeah.
But the toughest part about treating everybody like family, we all got one of our family members that needs a little knock in the head a little bit or something. Hard to do sometimes. And it's hard to hold each other accountable. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive operation that you have here, from parts to the guys back in the shop to your sales operation. I was blown away today. If you ever get a chance to come out to BOZARD in St. Augustine, I would encourage every single person in the automotive industry to come check out this dealership, because it's unlike anything you've ever seen. I can promise you that.
And although they may be at the top in so many different categories, they keep striving to go higher and better to new levels. We saw a couple things today, for example, in your parts department, in one of your parts departments, that showed some of the new processes that you've got and how you're able to, get better productivity and, more engagement, and actually make it more enjoyable and more fun and better for everybody, all the way around, the technicians and the folks behind the counter as well.
Yeah, it's and it's a big step for a lot of them. I mean, we've grown 20 times in 13 years. Not 20%, not 200%, 20 times, 2,000%. And we've got people that were here at the very beginning. Yeah, they had to go through a lot of change. Yeah, and they've done a great job. Really proud of them.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're going to get a chance to see a lot of these folks tomorrow and hear from these people tomorrow as well. Some of the segments we have coming up, in addition to leadership, we're going to talk about those teams. We're going to talk about the women of BOZARD. Real quick, Kara, that's going to be a segment that you're going to be hosting, and you're going to have a couple folks, including Grace, I think, on that as well.
Grace was a huge help to us today and in the process of getting our pop-up here, and I'm anxious. I spoke to her briefly this afternoon, and she had a really great insight on being a woman in automotive, and it's probably a perspective that you haven't heard before, and I thought that was really unique about her. And so tomorrow's going to be really interesting with quite a few ladies from the BOZARD team.
Yep. And special thanks to Steve Apicella, who made sure that we reached out to Grace as well. All right. So Grace will be with us tomorrow. That's one of the many segments we have. We have Kara, how are we going to get it all into 2 hours?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but it's going to be a fun 2 hours. I can promise everyone watching tonight. So don't miss it. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live for 2 hours, and it's going to be fast-paced. We're going to learn a lot, and I know we're going to have some fun too.
Well, and I want to thank you for being a very gracious host, and congratulations to you on all the success you're having.
Well, I mean, thank you so much for coming down. We love hosting and showing off our place. The P in promote and driven to inspire is promoted. We're proud of our deal, and we love to show it to people, and we love to show it off. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of folks tomorrow, and we'll let them see what we got.
You got a chance to see it tomorrow up close and personal. Kara, again, how do people get involved and see and tune into that pop-up event?
So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So make sure you are following all of our pages on social media so you don't miss it. Set a reminder, because I promise you do not want to miss this.
All right, 1 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time. Be sure to be tuned in to either Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube as well. And then, of course, the following Monday, we have the big 4-day event, Back to the 80s. So looking forward to that. And BOZARD is playing a huge part in that as well. So,
absolutely.
Jeff, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, thank you so much.
All right, thanks a bunch. Loved having you.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll see everybody tomorrow at 1 p.m.